thing the ANC wanted to do was get rid of him because they were going to block their agenda to once again entrench corruption in the system.
Alpha, did Mpopolati speak about how stable she is at the moment and how stable her government is? Because we are anticipating another motion of no confidence in her. We saw what happened in Ekurhuleni yesterday, and there's so much horse trading going on. How comfortable is she in her office?
Well, last week there was a council meeting where they were, the councillors were voting for Section 79 chairpersons, and this is a group of 8 chairpersons. Now, what was quite concerning is that 8 of them were from the coalition government, and they were not from the coalition government, basically they were from the opposition. So it was quite concerning from Popalata, and she did of course say that she has to go back to the drawing board and try to regroup with some of the councillors that she may have lost to the ANC's opposition.
Right.
And she's not comfortable. She's not comfortable at all, and that's why she's in negotiations currently with national level parties.
Okay. Alpha Ramashwana, EWN reporter, thanks for that update. He was at the Joburg Mayor's briefing earlier today. We are hoping to speak to the EFF's Gauteng leader, Nkululeko Dunga, shortly after the headlines, because he's in line to become the mayor of Ekurhuleni. So we'll speak to him hopefully and get an update on what's happening in Ekurhuleni, because yesterday they didn't vote. There's no mayor as it stands. So we'll hopefully speak to Nkululeko Dunga just after the headlines.
WhatsApp Mandy
on 072 702 1702.
Mandy, the issue of Zamazama is a very intricate issue, because the very same police that we expect to help in this are involved in this very same criminal act. Apparently, Zamazama is a very lucrative business. So the police are involved into this. So now you can see that we as South Africans really are on our own. It's a very, very hopeless situation. I'm telling you, Moses.
Good afternoon, Mandy. In any decent democracy where there is accountability, the minister should have resigned. I'm talking about Beikele. How many incidents of terror, of people getting shot, of mass rapes? Now there's mass killing, mass murderers. And this incident, we were talking about it a month ago, and I did send a voice note, and I'm sending another one. In a month's time, we're going to have the same thing happening again. This is because the police are involved, and they protect these guys. Unfortunately, it's the poor guys, the general laborers that suffer.
Sure, what will it take for Becky Cele to be held accountable on this issue? We saw how he rushed to Krugersdorp after the gang rape of the women in the music video. I imagine it's not going to take him too long to rush to Krugersdorp again after the bodies of 21 illegal miners were found, and then we'll see a big show of force by the cops again. But ultimately, it won't fix the fundamental problem that we've got with illegal mining. 12:30, time for Eyewitness News headlines.
Claims that suggest the city is failing to meet its financial obligations. The ANC regional chairperson, Tata Morero, says under Palatse's administration, the city has defaulted in its credit obligations to Eskom. Palatse hit back at the allegations and says the city is one of the few in the country that is not indebted to the power utility. The trial against 2 former bigwigs in the Collins Chabane municipality related to the VBS Bank saga has been delayed in the Palm Ridge Commercial Crimes Court. The municipality's former manager, Charlotte Ngobeni, and the former chief financial officer, Eddie Makamo, were due to have their trial begin today. The pair are facing charges relating to the contravention of the Municipal Finance Management Act as well as corruption. They are part of at least 27 suspects that have been arrested in relation to deals with the dodgy bank. And Stats SA says the total income for the electricity, gas and water industry in 2021 was recorded at over 330 billion rands. This is an increase of 6.4% per annum since the 2019 reporting period. Stats SA has released the latest figures on the nature and structure of the industry. Those are the headlines. This Eyewitness News and more at 1 o'clock or as it happens.
EWN, Sport.
Good afternoon, I'm Tolagile Mganga. We started the T20 World Cup where South Africa are chasing 186 for victory in their clash against Pakistan. Currently at the crease after 7 overs, they're 65 for the loss of 2 wickets, needing 121 runs in 78 balls for victory. Batting is Captain Themba Bavuma on 36.
Stop it.
Alongside Aiden Markram on 20.
Themba Bavuma.
Let's not jinx it.
He's on 36.
We might have to stop the agenda.
I mean, that's more than he's made like the whole season combined.
And he's faced 18 balls.
So he's doing the things today. Look, he's under massive pressure for his spot in the team.
Absolutely. And the fact that Riley Rousseau has fallen for 7, we've had Quinton de
David
Kock
Miller's
also not.
injured, right?
Yes, you see, like all of these factors. Maybe today's the day where Themba Bavuma puts in a captain's innings and we all just take a bow and just give him his props.
Let's hope. If Miller's injured, could we send Deval Brevis?
I would rather Reza Hendricks. I know he prefers to start. What he's done over his past 6 innings for the Proteas, and at this point we don't need someone who's still going to warm up into the game. We need someone who already has the
Deval Brevis is so warm right now. I think we'll be okay.
Yeah. Domestically, the CSA T20 final will see the Titans up against the Dolphins on Saturday. That's after they beat the Knights and Boland respectively. While in selected UEFA Champions League results, AC Milan are through to the last 16 for the first time in 8 years, following their 4-0 win over RB Leipzig, over Salzburg rather. Real Madrid thrashed Celtic 5-1, while Juventus lost 2-1 to PSG. In the DStv Premiership, Maritzburg United have officially confirmed the departure of coach John Maduka after a poor string of results. The team of choice have fallen to 16th on the log after failing to win any of their last 6 matches. And in rugby, South Africa will hope to end a 2-game losing streak when the world champions face the world's #1 test nation, Ireland, in their opening game of the outgoing tour. With the two nations set to meet again in the pool stages of next year's World Cup, Evan Etzebeth has discussed the significance of Saturday's results.
Difficult to answer. I think the World Cup will be something on its own. I think it will just be, like I said, we've last played in 2017, so we almost don't expect something in the World Cup, so it's absolutely totally this year.
Tolagile Mganga, Eyewitness News Sport.
EWN Traffic.
Well, traffic looking good across 702 land at this stage. That accident seen in Midrand on the N1 South near New Road has been cleared and traffic is also free-flowing. There's also free-flowing traffic in Centurion where there was an accident seen on the N14 southbound approaching Jean Avenue. Otherwise, traffic lights still out of order in Fourways at Fourways Boulevard and William Nicol, as well as in Rand Park Ridge if there is no D on the N1. If you come across any other traffic issues, please SMS us on 31702. We are also on Twitter at EWN Traffic. I'll have your next hour to see traffic update just after 1.
95, 200.
And now it's back to Mandy Wiener on the Midday Report.
This is 702.
Let's walk the talk.
12:35 on the Midday Report. Let's get an update now on the situation in Ekurhuleni. As things stand at the moment, Ekurhuleni is without a mayor. That was after Tanya Campbell, the D8 representative, was removed in a motion of no confidence last week. Yesterday we saw all of those high-level meetings, horse trading taking place. The EFF wants its own candidate, Nkululeko Dunga, the party's Gauteng leader, to be elected mayor, but the ANC regional caucus believes one of its own should lead the city. Joining us now is the EFF Gauteng chairperson, Nkululeko Dunga. Nkululeko, good afternoon to you. Thanks for your time today. As things stand at the moment, where are you with negotiations with the ANC? Did you reach a deadlock yesterday, or what happened?
No, greetings to you and greetings to the listeners of 702. Yeah, we at a point where the EFF has made its intention clear that we are going to be tabling and submitting a candidate for the mayoral position that is currently vacant. It's also an incorrect narrative of the media and journalists to keep perpetuating that the standoff, I can't find another word, is on the basis that the EFF and the ANC could not agree. Hence there was a delay or the failure of the council to actually sit. That's not the actual case. In actual fact, as much as we have made our intentions very clear, we are waiting council to make a resolution, and then we go in, we do a voting process therein. So we can't confine it to just a conversation between two political organizations when there are many other organizations that form part of council, including the DA, by the way.
So what you're essentially saying here is that the vote or the council yesterday was not delayed because you couldn't reach an agreement. It was more of a technical issue.
Correct. And we, as the EFF, would have appreciated and wished that actually, in actual fact, that we continue with the sitting and that it carries on, because there are certain, in as much as we've got confidence in the current administration and the administrators that are there to actually carry out the work, there is political leadership that is required to intervene in the immediate interest of society, and the delaying thereof of ensuring that there is an executive and it's and a mayoral committee that can carry out and do the overseeing of administrators is really having a dire impact on service delivery.
Nkululeko, are you the candidate that the EFF is going to put forward, and are you prepared to be the mayor of Ekurhuleni?
Yes, well, the EFF will be governing, that is one. Number two is we are extremely confident as an organization that we have accumulated individual, collective, and organizational experience to actually carry out sound people's government.
And you personally, Nkululeko, are you the candidate the EFF is putting forward, and are you prepared to be the mayor of Ekurhuleni?
The principles of the EFF dictate that we move as a collective. So if the organization has put on or propelled a particular name, which is myself, we will be leading with the collective, and we cannot lead outside the collective.
You sound like the ANC in Nkululeko answering the question like that, but I appreciate that you...
Everything the opposite of what the ANC is. We genuinely walk what we talk, as opposed to the ANC just talking.
Has the EFF decided that it will not be supporting the DA in Ekurhuleni at this point? And are you concerned about what kind of knock-on effect that would have in the city of Joburg?
Well, I think it's an unfair question to raise with the EFF when we constitute the government. And we're committed to ensuring, and we still remain committed to ensuring that there is a stable government that is constituted that will effectively deal with service delivery, particularly in marginalized areas. And we have seen sort of like a move away from the TA from that aspect of it in terms of the stability. There were so many changes in the executive, there was so much animosity within the administration.